Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope we all make some money in trading, whether you have some put options or whether you have some call options or long-term or short-term holds. I hope we're all going to make some money. Today, I do want to talk about a stock that I'm slowly building a nice portfolio in. The stock is called Ginkgo Bioworks DNA. Ticker symbol is DNA. And if you're wondering why it's called DNA, and this is the first time to my channel, it's called DNA because they do DNA synthetic engineering or DNA engineering. You know how there's software engineers, there's mechanical engineers, structural engineers, so on and so forth. Well, these are DNA engineers. And if you believe in the future of this world is going to have something to do with DNA, well, then DNA Ginkgo Bioworks can possibly be the play for you. Not financial advice, purely entertainment and education at best. Now, Ginkgo Bioworks is up nearly 5% pre-market. It was up around 0.65% yesterday. Last week, it had a massive 20% day. It gave back half of the 20% gains the next day, and it was negative 10%. But I will take a plus 20 with a negative 10 any day of the week, or any 2 days of the week in this case. I'm going to read you an article and explain to you why Ginkgo Bioworks is up 5% pre-market. Ginkgo Bioworks is essentially acquiring two European companies, and these two European companies are going to help the Ginkgo Bioworks platform. And if you're unaware what Ginkgo Bioworks does exactly, let me break it down in a quick 20-second pitch. Ginkgo Bioworks essentially is broken down into two spaces. They have Ginkgo Foundry, and then they have Ginkgo Code or Ginkgo Library, whatever you want to call it. Ginkgo Foundry is just a world-class laboratory that if you want to do DNA synthetic engineering, you rent this laboratory, you also rent out the staff, you rent out the equipment, and if you hit a home run, Ginkgo Bioworks gets a piece of whatever you invent, whatever you created. And the second part is their Rolodex, their code, their library of code. So that's how it's all broken down into. They have private clients, they have public clients, they have government clients, and it's a really, really cool platform. Again, if you believe in the future of technology and this technology has something to do with DNA, and if you want to make DNA sequencing something that's pretty simple to do, and I'm not talking about growing a third nipple for somebody, I'm talking about in plants, in food, in humans, in animals, so on and so forth. DNA sequencing can mean a lot of different things. For example, putting that when you press on a Beyond Burger or an Impossible Burger, the plant-based burgers, when you push down on it, you get this juice that comes out that almost looks like you're pressing down on meat. Well, that's DNA sequencing, just to give you one small example. Let me read you this article, and if I have to use Google to translate something, I will, because all of these terms are going to be super difficult. And as always, I like to give you 100% unedited content. So this is going to be the first time that I'm reading these articles, so you can get my 100% wholehearted reaction, whether it's good or bad. Let's go straight to the article, shall we? Ginkgo Bioworks acquires Alter and Circularis. Ginkgo Bioworks has announced the acquisition of two biotech companies, Alter, a French firm with a proprietary adaptive evolution platform, and Circularis, which has a proprietary circular RNA and promoter screening platform. Guys, if you would like for me to read you what exactly this means, we could. Let's go to Google Translate. What is an RNA? A ribonucleic acid, a nucleic acid present in all living cells. Its principal role is to act as a messenger carrying instructions to the DNA. Guys, if the term RNA might sound familiar for you, or messenger RNA, there is a firm called Moderna. They delivered the vaccines for COVID, and they deal in mRNA, which is messenger RNA. Alter Acquisitions, a fleet of Alter's automated adaptive laboratory evolution instruments, will be integrated into Ginkgo Foundries to serve customers across food and beverage and biofuels, biomaterials, cosmetics, animal health, and human health applications, among others. As I said in the beginning of this video, and that's why I really like to do these live and first reactions, it is not just growing a third nipple on somebody. Synthetic DNA sequencing can mean a lot more things in a lot more fields. And you just saw what they said: food, beverage, biofuels, biomaterials, cosmetics, animal health, and human health applications, among others. And there's a lot more applicability for DNA sequencing. So alter acquisitions are the tools, right? Let's think about hardware. So this is a hardware acquisition for Ginkgo Bioworks. This is going to increase their capabilities in terms of hardware. And if you want to break down hardware and software, think about a computer. A hardware is the actual physical of the computer, and the software is the programming language of the computer, the smart of the computer, if that makes sense. So this is going to give them physical capabilities. Despite the progress in rational genome editing and high throughput testing of engineered strains over the last decade, it often remains challenging to engineer microorganisms that meet target specifications under industrial relevant conditions due to the unknown complexities of the underlying genetics. For the development of certain phenotypes, such as based on improved growth under normally favorable conditions, ALE can be a powerful approach. By incorporating Alter's ALE platform to Ginkgo's existing strain engineering capabilities, Ginkgo said it expects to be able to routinely engineer those target phenotypes, which can be selected for based on their improved growth properties under defined processes, conditions, such as in the presence of otherwise inhibitory concentrations of a target and product are prohibitory high temperatures. All right, guys, I'm going to make it very, very simple. They acquired Alter. Alter is going to increase the capabilities of what Ginkgo Bioworks laboratories can do. Super, super freaking simple. It's just going to increase their capabilities, increase their ability, and increase their footprint for accommodation of DNA synthetic engineering. Plain and simple. It's going to make Ginkgo Bioworks that much better, faster, larger, and more accommodating for engineers. And I quote, "As a range of programs we work on continues to expand, it is imperative that we have the best tools in rational design as well as the ability to leverage the inherent diversity and creativity that emerges from evolutionary processes." And I quote, this is now Alter. "We've been working with Ginkgo Bioworks for years now, and we're thrilled to join the Ginkgo platform as we work to accomplish our mission at an even greater scale by collectively using biology to drive innovation across industries." So that's the first deal. And this is the second deal, the Circularis deal. Again, they deal in RNA. Moderna was messenger RNA, and then the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine was also using messenger RNA. And all of a sudden during the COVID freakout, messenger RNA all of a sudden was frontline and center. I personally believe in this technology. And it's going to be very interesting to read this. Circularis deal, when circularized RNA is much longer lived in cells, improving its robustness as a potential therapeutic modality. The Circularis platforms allows ultra-high throughput screening of promoters and other enhancers. Ginkgo said the acquisition will create new solutions across bioproduction, RNA therapeutics, cell therapy, and gene therapy partnerships. The field of nucleic acid therapeutics is a promising novel therapeutic modality, and Ginkgo has worked on programs across the space, including with Moderna and Aldrivon, and is actively engaged in improving circular RNA efficiency and manufacturing yields. To make this quite simple, this is essentially going to be a software upgrade for Ginkgo Bioworks. Again, increase your capabilities, increase your abilities, and increase your footprint and accommodations for the people building on your platform, whether they're using your laboratory or using your library of different code, different DNA sequencing, so that they can actually build on that and engineer on that. Really, really cool stuff. I know this is super difficult information. I'm not going to lie to you and say that I understand most of this. I probably understand very little of this, but I like to do a lot of research and really, really cool things. And if you start putting together all the different companies that are working together within this field, you can start seeing a trend that's happening for the future. Maybe not in a year, maybe not in 5 years, but in 10, 20 years, DNA sequencing is going to be all the rage, because I believe that it's going to help in a lot of different fields, not only food and beverage, but of course, healthcare, both healthcare reactive, but also healthcare proactive, where you catch something before it becomes really bad and you can fix it before it becomes an absolute nightmare for you. And I quote, "We are excited to leverage the strong expertise of the Circulalis team to further develop circular RNA methods for therapeutic use and can't wait to incorporate this technology into existing and upcoming cell programs across therapeutic applications, as well as more broadly." Circulalis was founded because we saw a need for better tools to control gene regulation in a range of species. Our team is incredibly proud of what we've built, and the opportunity to scale it on the Ginkgo platform means we're a major step closer to realizing this technology's potential. So for me, DNA Ginkgo Bioworks, they got an upgrade in hardware and they just got an upgrade in software. If you want to equate them to, let's say, a working computer. Ginkgo Bioworks has a lot of bang for your buck. It is the new darling of Cathie Wood. Cathie Wood is buying up millions and millions of Ginkgo Bioworks. I'm not telling you to buy. I'm not telling you to sell. I'm not telling you how to do anything. I'm purely an entertainer and educator at best. But for me, Ginkgo Bioworks is one of my positions. I recently sold out of some of my positions to cover a lot of my margin, to cover a lot of my leverage, because I do think that the market is going to get worse. However, I didn't sell any Ginkgo Bioworks because I believe that Ginkgo Bioworks can do good in good scenarios and can do good in bad scenarios, depending on what's happening in the economy. Ginkgo Bioworks is not a profitable company. They have a large amount of stock-based compensation. However, they are a growing company. They are an expanding company. And again, we are just at the beginning of DNA genomic synthetic engineering. And I believe that this is going to be a powerhouse field in the future. Much like Tesla is a little bit understood with the Tesla robot, and people are comparing it to, let's say, for example, a robot that's not moving, that doesn't think, and is not a remote control, are not understanding that Tesla built a minimum viable prototype, not to sell, but just to show that thinks with a brain. It's a little bit over people's heads. And I believe that Ginkgo Bioworks, that DNA synthetic engineering is a little bit above the head of most people. Like, they can't understand it. They would think, oh, all you're doing is, growing somebody an extra head or growing somebody an extra thumb. I believe this is what people think when they hear DNA synthetics, DNA engineering, right? Some lab in Mars or something like this. But there's so many different applicabilities of it. There's so many different fields of it. And as I read to you earlier in these articles. Guys, thank you so much. Please give me the likes, share, and subscribe if you like this. I believe that myself and Amit also started covering DNA. Ginkgo Bioworks are just two of the only YouTubers that actually cover it on a regular basis. And yeah, I think that we're still early with this company. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and let's make some money.